Dear John, I thought you was a friend. I thought you were a buddy I believed I could defend. But you pushed me to my limit. You make me break and bend. You dug yourself a grave, no time to make amends. You use them big words, but you don't know what they mean. Yeah, you's a dirty bastard. You're beating off to teens. You surround yourself with predators. You've all been plotting schemes. But when I get done with you, no one will hear your screams. You coming out alive is like having sex with Ari. We know you wanna do it, but it ain't gonna happen hardly. Those minors you've been messaging, they've been responding harshly. When everybody knows you ain't gonna have a heartbeat. You fibbing about your innocence, you slipping off the mask. You putting wild guy on a leash like a cat. You dedicate a server to bully him to the max. But I could show him pictures, then they'd give you the axe. There's a picture floating around, they call it nut napkin. I hadn't seen it then, so I asked what's happening. Turns out the story's true, my mental was ravaged. It wasn't even big, I'd say it's just average. I wanna see a hard drive, I'm curious what's on it. I bet there's child porn, you don't wanna be dishonest. I bet you making ship art, you think you two the hottest. You not a power couple, it's more like Drake and Adonis. You reaching out to cars and in the hopes he draw you porn, depicting that of a minor. It was then his heart was torn. He told you seek help, it's getting worse, he warned. I bet if I told the world the only thing you'll be is scorn. The cases ain't closed, the jury ain't picked a verdict, but now this pedophile exposed, and y'all are gonna learn it. You want a fair trial, and I feel like you deserve it. I know we gonna be a minute, but trust me, it's worth it. They asked if you regret it, you had to go with no. But little did you know, you dug yourself a hole. Got leaks and leaks upon you, the secrets we expose. You question all the hate, but you reap what you sow. How much child porn do you have? You say it should be none. What the fuck you mean it should be? That shit made you look dumb. They asking if your size went down, they mean your cerebrum. I heard you were friends with Die, now they hate you cause you scum. Who the fuck is Dr. Allen? How fucked are you in the head? You wanna be a black guy in the hopes you make a friend. If they knew who you were, then they'd be filled with dread. You wanna say the N-word, but you don't wanna earn respect. You ain't gonna see that shit if you say the Chinese should die. You wanna make a bold claim, but you don't got a reason why. I pray when they beat your ass, everybody sees you fly. You ain't gonna be forgiven by the big man in the sky. You say that you've reflected, but we ain't seen you change. They asked you to name an example, but you naming something plain. You admitted that you wrong, but there's no difference in your ways. I pray you're drawn and quartered for the remainder of your days. You have sex with a minor, said minor was a homie. I know you wanna fuck her, make sounds like macaroni, but she ain't old enough. She's still like My Little Pony. I thought you were better than that. Why the fuck you touch my crony? You wanted a beat for free, even when I was charging 30. I asked for an acapella, but I guess that you ain't heard me. Then you wanna turn around and claim I did you dirty. I should've said no to your friendship, cause you really don't deserve me. Why the hell you wanna fuck them? They barely out of the womb. You think you can hide from consequence, you think that you immune. Well, I think I got the chick for you, got someone you can spoon. You and Luna got shit in common, maybe you should get a room. You a little bitch, you ain't even attractive. We see through all your bullshit, lights, camera, action. We suffered through you long enough, but now we ain't so passive. I'm praying that you stay away from minors going active. You think that you a grown man, but you can't even take a shot. Not a bar or a doctor's needle, or a bullet to your car. I guess you could make the argument that I'm taking this shit too far, but the shit ain't overblown, cause I see you for what you are. I think I should be honest, I ain't the type to throw hands, but we know I got problems with you trying to be a grown man. You think that you be tough, you think you strong like Gohan, you think you hot like hell, you think you cold like snowman. But I know how you gon' respond, and I know the reason why. You healing on the floor with tears coming out your eyes. You want me to stay silent, cause that shit would make you cry. But I'll double down on that shit, cause I know for a fact you lied. You lied about your innocence, you lied about your age. You lied about your sentiments, you said that you would change. You lied about your virtues, you lied about your race. You lied about relationships, you better take center stage. I could make an entire album of the shit you put us through. You denying allegations, but we know for a fact they true. We all know for a fact the shit you're gooning too. You try to escape your actions, but they stick to you like glue. Everybody here been wondering why you sexting kids wearing denim. Why the hell you abuse your friends. Why you toxic like venom? Why you hang around with predators? And why the hell you let them? I think I know the reason, to satiate your fetish. If anybody message minors, they is not a friend of me. If anybody racist, then they became an enemy. If anybody following your footsteps, they dead to me. So maybe walk away like the man that you pretend to be.